Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, guys, seeing it's noon, we will call the meeting to order. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Right, join me. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The meeting is any public comment. There's none. We'll move on. Mr. Powers, is there any additions or revisions to the agenda?
There are no additions and revisions to the agenda this month.
Okay, item number 4, the November Student and Staff Member of the Month Recognition Celebration. Colin, I believe you're going to take us away with that.
Yes, I have the honor today of recognizing our Students of the Month and our Staff Member of the Month. Our Students of the Month came from Mr. Weimer's welding class. Obviously this year we're fortunate enough we have 2 welding instructors, so we had some welding students of the month last month as well, but we have Mr. Weimer's Students of the Month this month, and also Mrs. Thurston's Education Professional Class. Okay, so first of all, if you'll stand when I call your name, our morning Student of the Month, morning class is Jackson Garrett. Jackson is a sophomore from Shelbyville High School, and Mr. Weimer had this to say about Jackson. Jackson is a pleasure to teach. He's a very humble, nice young man. He consistently performs tasks to the best of his ability, and he works hard every single day to improve. So, Jackson, congratulations. Mr. Weimer, would you like to say anything else about Jackson?
Just to reiterate what I said, just a nice, humble, pleasant young man. Love teaching him every single day.
Thank you. Congratulations. And our afternoon Student of the Month is Nathaniel Lane. Nathaniel's a sophomore at Shelbyville as well, and this is what Mr. Weimer had to say about him when he selected Nathaniel as Student of the Month. Nathaniel is an excellent student who works very hard. He's always respectful and very mature for his age. He's a student foreman in the lab, and he consistently performs above the standard set for him. And both of our welding instructors have foremans in their classes, which I think is a really great thing. And Mr. Weimer, you might want to say a few more words about Nathaniel, and then also maybe describe kind of what the foreman does.
Well, as a foreman, even though he's a sophomore, he's much more mature than many of our seniors even. Just an excellent young man. Never need to tell him to do anything twice. Most of the time I don't even need to tell him to do something once. He's personality, fantastic. Love teaching him.
Congratulations, Daniel.
Yeah, congratulations both of you.
All right, as we move on, our education professions Student of the Month is Ms. Hayden Dixon. Hayden is a Triton Central student, and this is what Mrs. Thurston had to say about her. Hayden is always so helpful with anything I ask, and her willingness to jump in makes a big difference for our class. I appreciate how she shares her creative skills with us. She is such an asset. It's no surprise that her cadet teaching supervisor wants to hire her right now. Any classroom would be lucky to have her. So Mrs. Thurston, if there's anything else.
No, I just love having Hayden. She's a joy in class. I don't have a foreman, but if I did, she could be my foreman because I can just say, look, I just need this thing. Can somebody just jump in and do this? And she's like, oh, I've got it. And she'll just run and jump and do whatever. We do all kinds of things in ed professions because people from around the building ask us, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? Patty will come and say, hey, I need students to do this or that. And she knows that they can always rely on these guys. They're so mature. I'm so blown away by how they grow. Working in the classroom like that just builds their confidence and maturity. So Hayden is tremendous. I love her to pieces, and I enjoy having her all the time.
Hey, Hayden, does that include staplers?
Oh, well, we did have a little stapler mishap. We did have a small stapler in the hand mishap. But other than that, she survived the war rooms.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, and our staff member of the month this month is our auto collision instructor, Mr. Ty Branson. You know, anytime any of you get a chance to be in the Career Center, I would tell you, take a trip down to Ty's auto lab in there. The work that those students do is phenomenal. some of the cars that they've already turned out this year, it's unbelievable. And I can tell you honestly, anytime I go in that lab, students absolutely know what they're doing. They're broken up into groups and they have a mission. They know exactly what's going on. And Ty's constantly checking on them, answering questions, guiding them. It's unbelievable to see. And I really have a great time going in there. But I do want to read one of the nominations that one of his fellow co-workers wrote for Ty. Ty has a passion for helping his students to pursue the needed skills and knowledge it takes to pursue a career in the auto body field. Ty sees the best in his students and sets expectations that they must achieve to be successful in their career and in life. Ty also is known in the community as being one of the best auto body men in Shelby County, which in return allows him to give knowledge and experience to his students. So, Ty, thank you. We certainly appreciate you.
Thanks.
And also, we had the opportunity to celebrate everybody with a lunch before we came in here, and Cagney provides that every month for us, so we're really appreciative of them for doing that. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. You guys are under no obligation to stay, kids. It's really riveting, the rest of this agenda. If I were you, I would absolutely leave if I weren't cheering. Now would be the time to get on the stage right, guys. Okay, action items under number 5. Item A, minutes from the November 11 ratification meeting and regular monthly board meeting. That's required a motion.
I motion.
Any second.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Any discussion? If there's none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Okay, item B, claims and payrolls. You want to provide any supporting information here?
The only additional item that was not in the packet that was sent out to you last Thursday, and is provided in there this afternoon, is the account payable voucher register. That has been included in addition to what you may have already received.
Requires a motion in a second from the board.
Motion to accept claims and payrolls as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of motion as presented, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same. Motion carries. All right, personnel. Go ahead.
Yep, asking for your approval to accept the resignation of Mr. Tony Bostic as BCRP treasurer effective November 28th.
Requires a motion and a second by the board.
Make a motion to approve the resignation.
Second.
Any discussion that would be appropriate for this setting? None? In favor of accepting the motion as presented, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Okay, item D, recommendation to terminate the Blue River Career Program Diesel Services Program and liquidate all equipment. Mr. Powers, can you provide us some supporting detail on that?
Absolutely. So about March to April of last year, we had a motion that was approved by the board to suspend the diesel program for this school year, and then possibly bring it back for the 26-27 school year, all dependent on enrollment. Early enrollment data is showing that the numbers would actually be lower going into 26-27 than what was enrolled in the 25-26 school year. Due to the expansion in welding, the projected low enrollment, I'm asking for your approval to not only terminate the diesel services program, but to take the equipment that is in there and apply those funds to additional programming throughout the Career Center.
Any questions from Mr. Powers? Regards to that? Not, the motion does require a motion in a second.
I'll make a motion.
Motion Vance.
Second.
You guys want to arm wrestle?
You're calling me the motion, okay. Second.
Second.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Hey, we good on that?
Yeah. Well, we're good, we're good. As long as we have a motion in a second.
Is there any discussion?
So I don't know anything about diesel technology, so I'm assuming there's some valuable pieces of equipment. So you said some of that may go towards other programs, but then the rest would be liquidated or all liquidated?
Yeah, so there are some alignment racks that will be transferred over to automotive services. There are just some older equipment in there that is not being used anymore that will liquidate. There are also some other pieces of equipment in there that we will allow other career centers to possibly purchase from us too that have diesel programming that may need engines, transmissions, or other equipment there also. So we have a variety of options that we're going to use with that equipment.
Just curious about, like, is the trend in amongst career centers to see a decline in diesel, or is this just specific to us, or? Because obviously I remember we were struggling last year.
Yeah, that's a good question. When we visited all the schools back in November, we promoted the program. We just were not seeing very many, we just weren't seeing interest. And one of the things that the diesel program has struggled with over the last several years is students have just been placed in that program because they didn't get the other choices that they wanted. So students really weren't going into a diesel program that they wanted to be in to begin with.
Gotcha.
I know there are not many diesel services programs around here. The closest one is Connorsville. I know they've got the diesel services program, but they're starting to become more few and far between.
That's too bad, because I know there's a need, and I know Sir Dr. Hitchcock was going there.
Yeah.
You know, we have kind of program where there's a high need for it, but our numbers don't support it, right? And I think our next item will kind of address some of my concern with all this too, so.
It will, yes.
Okay.
Any other discussion? If not, the recommendation to discontinue the program and liquidate the equipment requires a motion and a second from the board.
We already done it.
Did we already do it?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That's the whole first discussion we had, so it worked.
What's in this lemonade? Okay. All right, moving on to E.
No, we can vote. That was just
Yeah,
a
I'm
discussion.
gonna mess
Yeah.
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're with it.
Do we need to vote?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're in favor of the recommendation, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Well, okay, see if I can get myself back on track. Thinking about tomorrow already. E, recommendation to add electrical trades to Blue River course offerings. Jeremy, you want to provide some detail?
Absolutely.
Dr. Manson's reference.
Yeah, absolutely. So over the last couple of years, we have been conducting surveys on a variety of different programs that we potentially could look into offering here at the Career Center. Over those 2 years, the one program that has continued to rise to the top is the electrical trades offering. Also, as we are working through our CLNA this year, needs assessment, electrical trades has also been identified within our region as a top job within the next 10 to 15 years. Also, due to the current setup in our construction program and the opportunities that it would provide Mr. Bramwell to focus all on construction and hiring the possibility of an electrical trades program instructor, that's why we believe it's important to add this. But the key to this recommendation is all we're asking for right now is to add it to the course offerings list. That means it'll be on the returning student applications, it'll be on the new student applications, and then when we go into March, we'll look at the enrollment numbers. And I would ask for your approval then in March to add it to the list of programs for next year. And if that ends up being the case, then funding would occur through the Perkins grant to fund the instructor. It would not be added to the education fund that the sending schools would be responsible for. So the recommendation today is just to add it as a course offering to see what the interest would be for next school year.
Morning only class, is that right?
It would just depend on the schedule. If you're looking only at a half day to start, you're also looking at anywhere between 10 and 15 students. We would follow the education professions model from 2 years ago, where it was a half day program. She started with 10, and then this year she's at 15. So we would continue to follow that same analytic data model for this program if the numbers allow us to get to that point.
Any other questions for Mr. Bowers?
Motion we approve.
Second?
Any discussion?
No, I just think this makes sense. Kind of go back to our previous point about, you hate to see it eliminate a program, so then we're bringing one back that's high need.
Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense. So I'm
Correct.
glad to see this when it goes.
I do too.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion as presented, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same. Motion carries 4-0. Okay, item F is a recommendation to approve a memorandum of understanding for Triton Central Schools to provide services to fill the Blue River Career Program Treasurer position.
In your packet, you have a copy of the MOU. It was also sent to you in your board packet last week. just move forward starting January 1, where Nikki Ertl, Deputy Treasurer, Triton Central Schools, who is here today, will become our treasurer at least 2 days a week to start, maybe more as we get into this, and still fulfilling her duties over at Triton Central. But the MOU is just that we're asking to allow this service to begin. You will note, or I do want to note on the second page under number 5, we did put a termination date of May 31, 2027, but that obviously can be mutually agreed upon to continue extending that, beyond that date if we feel like we need to continue this route.
Questions for Mr. Power? Motion requires, or excuse me, recommendation requires a motion and a second.
Motion we approve the MOU.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Patty, will you mark me as an abstention on this? Mark me as abstaining from the vote on this particular item, please. Okay, G, recommendation to approve the 2026 calendar year appropriations budget.
This was also sent as a separate item a couple of weeks ago, reviewing the appropriations budget for the 2026 calendar year. In your packet, you will see the request for increase in the education fund. I do want to note part of that increase is due to the ability to do a full day offering for both ed professions and work-based learning next year. Numbers will dictate whether or not we do one or both or none in regards to full day offerings for next year. And then you'll also notice the operation fund increase. Overall, with the appropriations amount increase, it is an increase of 0.4% from this time last year. And also in your packet, I broke down for you by funds, by each program, the overall percent change. You do notice that the welding was quite a bit of an increase from last year, but at this time last year, we did not know we were going to add a second class. And then also the transportation cluster was quite a bit of a decrease because of the removal of the diesel services program. So that is what was in your packet. Just looking forward to that recommendation or that approval.
Any questions for Crowder? Seeing as there's none, would entertain a motion and a second on the recommendation to approve the calendar year budget.
To approve the recommendation. Appropriations.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of the recommendation as presented, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same. Carries 4-0. Very good. Okay, item H, permission to close accounts, transfer between funds. I want to provide a little background on what that is here at year end.
Absolutely. Every December, as we get into the year end with Sandy finishing out, and also Nikki going to be helping us out too. Just need your permission to help close accounts, transfer between funds as we do every year around this time.
Questions for Mr. Power in regards to that? None, I would entertain a motion to grant permission to close accounts, transfer between funds.
Make motion for permission to close accounts and transfer between funds.
Second. Any other discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Donations, we're always happy for.
We are very happy for donations. I got 2 of them for you. First of all, from Unlimited Electrical Enterprise Incorporated, $1,000 for the Jacob McDaniel Memorial Scholarship Fund. Just a reminder, that fund is used for our public safety programs, both fire and rescue and criminal justice. Last year, we were able to give away 2 scholarships due to the kind and generous donations of people in the community. And then also from the Shelby County Commissioners Tyndall Farm Trust Fund, which runs through the Blue River Community Foundation, $1,500 for the continued efforts of the BRCP sharing shelf that is ran by Amy Johns and Lori Thurston.
Questions in regards to the donations? Motion and a second.
Make a motion to accept the 2 donations as presented. Second.
Further discussion? None, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries 4. That is the conclusion of the Action items piece of the agenda, now we go to reports. Update from the director.
Absolutely. So this week, our auto collision and auto services programs are starting their ASE testing. They take these twice a year. If they do not pass here in December, they will take them again in May. These certifications are huge and important because they can take these certifications when they leave high school and go and apply for jobs right away. And these certifications make them much more marketable. Criminal justice is also getting ready to complete their dispatch certification test. Mrs. Dunkelberger's been working with her students, and much like auto collision and auto services, they will be able to work in dispatch the moment they graduate high school if they pass this dispatch certification that they'll be taking this Friday. We have 9 instructors eligible to apply for the TAG grant here at Blue River Career Programs. They have until the end of the day on December 19th to submit their applications, and we are able to award up to 2 instructors tag money this year if they meet the criteria that we have set forth. A new item that we have started this year for our students is working on completing a portfolio, or at least the beginning stage of the portfolio. They'll finish it second semester at the end of that semester, that they will be able to use when they graduate high school. These include resumes, philosophy statements, 5-year goal plans, and cover letters. This also helps each one of their sending schools fulfill their pathway requirements for graduation. HOSA has a blood drive in here next Tuesday, December 16th, all day in the conference room. So if you would like to donate some blood, I know HOSA would appreciate that. And then first semester, which is hard to believe, but we say it every year, ends next Friday, December 19th. Yeah, very crazy to say the least. Teacher work day is Friday, January 2nd, and our students return on Monday, January 5th. 50 time around the Career Center, but things are going extremely well for kids and the staff.
Questions for Mr. Powers on the director's report? That'll take us to item 7, comments from board members. We'll start with our colleague from soccer.
No problem today. Thank you, sir.
Rich Cobb?
Nothing further, just appreciate everyone's efforts here to make this go as well as it does, and happy holidays to everyone.
Again, in public session here, Sandy, thank you for everything you've done to help us here in transition. Can't say enough. Appreciate you and what you're doing for us. Nikki, I know that you're going to do a fantastic job.
I'll say it again. I've said it numerous times. Without Sandy Hensley, I don't know where we would be. So I am very appreciative of Sandy and everything she has done, not just in these last 3 weeks, but everything she did in these last 18 months for me and just the Career Center in general. So thank you again. And Nikki, we're looking forward to working with you. We know you're going to do a great job.
Okay, item 8, next meeting is Tuesday, January 13th, noon, in this location. Mark your calendars. It's an organization meeting. You do have, I think, one thing you wanted to bring up about work session timing in January.
Absolutely.
Now's the appropriate time, I think.
So last year, we held a work session later on in January, and we did it in the evening time to do it kind of separate from the regular work session because of many people being tied up during the morning and afternoon. Just trying to gather if we want to continue the evening work session like we did last year, around 6 o'clock. Dinner would be provided, and we're talking about an hour and a half or so, a couple hours of the work session. Just things going on here at the Career Center, or if you would like to go back to having it either before or after the January 13th meeting. I'm good with whatever you guys would prefer. I will be prepared for whatever you want to do. So just like to kind of gather your thoughts and see if last year was the last week in January when we did it. I can't remember if it was a Tuesday or Wednesday night, but it was that last week in January when we did it.
Either way.
If we do it in the evening, I would ask that we would do women's basketball. Probably 5 people there to watch.
I'd say if we're going to do an evening, we need to try to throw some dates out pretty soon and try to find something for us. That is a busy time for all of us.
What do we typically budget for that? 2 hours? Hour and a half?
Anywhere between 90 minutes and 2 hours.
Does the afternoon work?
Yeah, afternoon would probably be best for me, like if we did a 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. or something.
Do I need to be there for that?
You don't have
I mean, I can. I would always prefer daytime, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do it the day of the board meeting, just right after? Or do you want to do a separate day?
That's easiest.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it should be.
Yeah.
I'm personally in favor of that.
Evenings get to be problem.
I'm fine with that.
We can just roll right into it after this.
Just roll right into it.
That's fine. I can go for that.
Well, hold on. What's that? Do we?
The 13th.
Yeah, I got something for Leadership Shelby County. Is that Education Day?
Today's education.
That's
Today's
today.
Education
Why do
Day.
I have that on the 13th of January?
Maybe it's originally, I think they moved it, like, I think a while back they gave us.
This meeting we're going.
Yeah,
They moved it up a month.
yeah.
All right.
So we'll just do it right after the
Yep.
January meeting then.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
That works.
Anybody want to adjourn?
So move.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.
It's not on work session then, right?
Yes, I will.
Yeah. Great. Thank you. Remember, gang, your